Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Friday, the 16th day of October. Here we go. If you have a need to have an intercom left on near a baby's crib, and you want to be checking on that the baby's okay and everything. So this all comes from a book called the Shabbos Home by Rav Simcha Bunim Cohen, and he says it is okay to have the intercom left on near the baby's crib, and that way you'll be able to monitor the health of the baby throughout Shabbos. I'm talking about Shabbos, that's the idea. Although he does say that it's best to have adults try not to speak when they're in the room so that they're not transmitting over that intercom. If a person needs to wear a hearing aid on Shabbos, it is okay. You have to turn on the hearing aid before Shabbos, but it is okay for a person who needs a hearing aid to wear the hearing aid and turn it on before Shabbos. Some poskim had said that it's best for you to try not to talk directly into that earpiece, but a lot of other poskim are lenient about that and say, go ahead, you don't have to be like that. That person who's hard of hearing needs the hearing aid, and you are allowed to speak to them, and don't worry about anything else. You just talk as you talk. Okay, changing a little bit, moving on to automatic doors now. If you want to walk through automatic doors on Shabbos, that's a problem because you're automatically going to set off the thing which opens the door, and when you go through, it closes it behind you. So it's best, if possible, to work it out such that you try to get yourself in between two non-Jews as they go through. The first non-Jew will be the opener of the door as he walks through. You're in between, and then the second non-Jew behind you ends up being the one who sort of sets off the closing mechanism as he goes on in behind you. That's the best way if you can manage to do that. If you're going to a hospital and you're doing the great mitzvah of visiting the sick, so Rav Simcha Bunim Cohen says that because that is such a great mitzvah, and the violation here is only rabbinic, therefore in times of great necessity, you would be able to walk through the automatic doorway with a shinui, with a change, and he recommends that would be something like walking in backwards. Be careful. But that's what he says, that you would walk through the doorway backwards. It's in a book called the Shabbos Home. You would walk in backwards through the electronic door if it is, like, let's say, at a hospital where you're doing the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim. Lastly, he says if by mistake you pressed the doorbell on Shabbos, you weren't supposed to press the doorbell. That is prohibited on Shabbos. But the question is, can I then lift my finger at the end of the press? And he says, yes, you may lift your finger, but try to remember in the future to not press the doorbell on Shabbos. Thanks for logging on. Have a great Shabbos, and log on again after Shabbos for more. Bye-bye.